welcome back to my channel and happy 2020 everyone. I am so excited for this new year and I hope that you guys are too. Today I'm going to be doing my 2019 bullet journal flip through. I wanted to end off last year and start the new year, which is kind of going back and reflecting over everything that I did in my bullet journal last year, and you guys saw all of that if you guys watched all of my bullet journal plan with me's throughout the year, and if you didn't, you can find it in the eye in the corner. So before we start with all of the new 2020 bullet journal ideas and plan with me's, I really wanted to show you last year's so that we can kind of compare from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, and I think it's just cool to look back on. It will also give you guys some ideas if you guys are starting out your bullet journal this year. And so if you guys do like this video or it helped you, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below so that you never miss any of these awesome videos. I'm going to be uploading some more fun videos throughout this week and next week, and obviously for the rest of the year, so make sure that you guys subscribe and ring the bell so you guys don't miss any awesome videos. Now let's just go ahead and get on into it. Let's go! Alright you guys, so let's get started with this flip through. I've been looking forward to this ever since I started in January, and I think that this is a really cool bullet journal, and I'm definitely much happier than I was last year with how this turned out. Here was my 2018 bullet journal.
Yikes.
And you can tell that it was just a line notebook and I had no idea what I was doing, but I still had fun designing it. But this is what it looked like, and I decided that it was time for an upgrade and time to actually get a bullet journal. And then in 2019 I decided to use the Dingbats Earth collection journal, and I just have the coral reef one, and I thought that this was a really good journal. The only thing that I didn't like about this journal was how creamy colored the pages were. So next year I am getting a different journal that just has a whiter page so that I could use whiteout and it won't show up as much. But other than that, I thought that this was a really cool journal, and it was definitely helpful for my second year of bullet journaling, and this was like my actual first time bullet journaling with an actual notebook, so I thought it was super helpful. So let's just get started with this flip through. I tried to use these tab keys, but I only used it for a few months, and then after I totally forgot about it. So all this stuff in the front I didn't really use. And now we get started on our first page where I just have welcome to 2019, my goals, and I thought that this was really cute to separate it up like this as well. Then we also have the key and the at a glance for 2019. I didn't really use these this much, but I did use these when creating a calendar for each of the months. I did do a grid spacing cheat sheet, but it honestly didn't help me because I don't think I really realized how helpful it would be to use it. But I think next year I'm definitely going to make it a lot simpler because this just kind of complicated things and I didn't really like it. But I did use the video ideas page, which I thought was pretty helpful. I didn't use the things to try out page, I only used it for a few different things. My future log, I have it so that I can flip it around like this and just see all of the events that I was gonna have. And I really did like this, except that I never really went back to flip to this page, but I think that's because it was super cramped because I did it all on one page, but I thought it was pretty cute. Then I just have a night routine, a morning routine that I didn't use as much, but then I had this really cute quote, and then we get started with January. Now, if you guys want to see any of these videos, they will all be in the bullet journal folder on my channel. It has all of these planned with me, and if you guys want to go check them out, then you can. It'll be in the eye in the corner right now. Every single month I did a monthly memories page, which is basically where I just wrote down a quick sentence about what I did that day, and so now at the end of the year I have the entire year in quick little sentences for me to look back on, and I think it was super cool to do that so that I could just look back on it. It's really funny to see the difference between all of these different weekly plans at the beginning of the year and at the end of the year and all the different pages next to it. It's kind of funny to see how uneven all the lines were and just how I was totally winging it on all of these. And then we go into February. This is one of my least favorite spreads. I didn't like how I just went with a normal and did something pink, but I think that although the cover page wasn't my favorite, I kind of pulled through and did some cool pages and the rest of it. I just wish that I wasn't so pink. Now, I got really good at this year of cramming 2 weeks into 2 different pages, and I think it was pretty impressive how I fit things like this. I really did like having pages like this because I didn't use this for everything because I also have a school agenda, so I just use this for all like my videos and major events. And I think it was pretty helpful. If you guys don't want to use your bullet journal for everything, then you could just use it for simple things like this, and it's really helpful to cram everything into 2 pages. And even like this, it doesn't even look that crowded, so I think I did a pretty good job. Then we go into March. This is one of the most colorful spreads, and I really liked this month in advance page where I just had all the boxes and drop shadows, and I used this a few more times in the year as well. This spread right here for week 3 is one of my absolute favorite weekly spreads, and I use this so much throughout the year. I think I used it at least 4 or 5 times, and I never got sick of this spread. I thought it was really cute how you could have all of the different days, but also have a picture in the middle, and I loved how colorful and creative you could make it. Then we get into April. I think that this was one of my favorite cover pages because I really like how bold it is, standing out with all the different bubbles, and this was totally unlike anything that I ever thought I could do, so it was really cool to see that I could pull off something like this. Now, as you could see, I did all of these bubble pages, and I called this a pop of my day. This was super cute, and this is why April was my favorite. Also, I decided to do different pie charts and circles for all of my habits, which took a while, but I thought that it was pretty cool. Then we have our travel page. This is when I went to DC, and I thought that it was really cool to just do a collage of everything that I saw. Now, I did a few more of these throughout the year as well. Then we go on to May, which is also one of my favorites with all the sunflowers. This is also one of my favorite Plan With Me's and one of your guys' favorite Plan With Me's, as I could tell, so that'll also be in the folder in the eye. Now, this month was really short because I ended up doing a lot of things in the end of the month, so I didn't really have time to do all of the different weeks. So I ended on week 2 with a bunch of these blank pages, but let's just ignore that and go on to June. The same thing happened with June, is that I went on a lot of different trips, so I didn't have time to do all of the weekly plans, but I thought it was okay and it worked out anyways. I had all of these different waves, and I thought that this was really cool and creative, and I will definitely do something like this again. I also liked how simplistic this page was too. I liked it a lot. And I really like doing bucket list pages, so I have, I think, 1 more of these in the winter time. Now, I did end up doing something for the end of June because that was when I came back from all of my trips, so I have 1 week for June, which isn't my favorite because, as you could tell, it's getting a bit of paint and everything on it from my July Plan With Me. Now, it's kind of funny to look back and see this because I don't think I would ever do something like this again, even though it looks kind of cool. It bled onto all of these other pages and now there's paint all over it. July was also a super colorful month, but it's something for me to learn through. This was one of my favorite spreads for the summer though, because I really liked how I did a collage of different color samples, and then I wrote a quote on it as well. I wrote "Live life in color." I started doing more collages, and I think that is what inspired most of my other spreads in the rest of the year. Now we get on to August. August was really cute, and I really liked all the pastel colors. This habit tracker was the same one that I used in January, and it was super simple and I really liked using it. I really liked how bright and colorful of all of the weekly spreads, and you guys can see this is the same spread that I used in March, just with the different colors from August. Week 5 was one of my favorites for August and for the whole summer because it has so many colors, and I really liked how I did all of the lettering. It was pretty cool. Now we get on to September. September was really fun for me because I got to go and branch out and do a different kind of spread. I did it all music themed, so I have a cassette right here. And then I decided to have all of these different things have music notes and make it all kind of black, white, and colorful because I thought it would be really cool. But my favorite thing was this playlist of the month that inspired all of my other playlists for the rest of the year. This turned out to be one of my favorite spreads in order to fit 2 pages and have 2 weeks, and I think that this was a really cool spread idea and it looks really awesome too, so I used that a few more times in the year as well. Now we get into October. I did not do an October plan with me because this was super easy and it kind of repeated all of the same ideas as other months, so I decided not to do one. This was one of my all-time favorite spreads and how these two kind of worked together. I really liked how I was able to experiment with different sketches and stuff. I thought it just looked really cool. And for the rest of October, I think October is definitely going to be a month for me to look back on for all of the weekly spread ideas. Now we're going on to November. This one was different because I put a Polaroid picture there and I don't usually do that, so it was kind of cool to do. This was one of my favorite monthly pages and also a playlist page. I really liked it a lot because I liked how I did all the sheet music. If you guys want to see how I did this page, make sure to check it out in the eye as well. As you can tell, I was able to experiment with different collages for the fall time, and that helps bring out all the colors in the November plan with me. I ended up accidentally skipping this page, and also this December plan with me had lots of colors, so I didn't really want it to bleed through, so I decided to leave this page blank, and I did. We're ending on a pretty good note. Now on to a new month, and then I did an arrow onto December. These were some of my favorite color combinations and I really liked them. I thought that it was really cool to do a calendar like this because I didn't usually do a double page calendar, but I really liked how simple it looked. I also have a sleep log for December as well as a winter bucket list. Now I'm going to use this throughout all of winter, so into the next year as well. So I also had this really helpful page that told me when all of my finals were and how to study and what things I had to study for them. And I thought that this was really cool because it also tied into all of these themes. I took some rips out of paper bags and put on here, and it gives it a cool texture. And now these are the last 2 weeks. I really liked how December week 4 contrasted week 3, and I decided to just include all 9 days instead of just 7 because I didn't want to leave out the last 2 in order to put into a different. That is all for this plan with me, and I really did enjoy this year in a bullet journal. I thought it was super cool to look back on all of the different experiences that I had. If you guys do want to start a bullet journal for the new year or you're getting inspiration, then I will have my January plan with me up probably next Sunday. In a few days I will have up my 2020 channel plans so you guys can go and watch that. And I hope that you guys have an awesome rest of your holiday season. Bye!